There's been broad acceptance of the federal government's plans for making superannuation a better deal for workers and cheaper for employers. MySuper and SuperStream grew out of the Cooper review of the superannuation system, and after more than a year of consideration, the government has finally revealed how it will implement them. Andrew Robertson reports.
Australians have $1.4 trillion in retirement savings. Most of it is held in employer-nominated funds in a system the Cooper review concluded was far too expensive as commissions and other charges eat away at retirement incomes.
Adequate retirement for people who've worked hard their whole life is the grand final for politics for the Labor Party.
The government is hoping to win that grand final through its so-called stronger super reforms. The key element is the development of low-cost default superannuation funds, which will be labelled MySuper.
What these MySuper proposals do is, with effect from 2013, all future contributions will be commission-free, and with effect from 2017, the intention is that commissions will be completely removed from the compulsory superannuation system.
The Cooper review had wanted MySuper funds to charge a standard price to all workers, but the government has agreed to variable pricing. The Financial Services Council, which represents big for-profit funds, says that will allow charges to reflect costs.
Bigger workplace brings obviously more people into the fund, more funds under management, but better administrative processes. So, for instance, only one pay office for 30,000 staff is going to be cheaper than a number of pay offices for a series of staff.
Which means the downside for people in smaller workplaces is they'll miss out on any fee reductions which will impact their retirement incomes.
It means your fees could well be higher, and that is just reflective of the workplace that you're in. So yes, that's a fair point to make.
Australia has more than 30 million superannuation accounts for 11 million workers. In a bid to reduce fees and boost retirement incomes, from 2014, inactive funds with less than $10,000 in them will automatically be rolled into an active fund. But the industry super network's David Whiteley believes the threshold should be abolished.
The reality is that whether someone's got $10,000 or $11,000 or maybe even $20,000 in their superannuation is not necessarily a factor in whether they're particularly engaged in their super.
Another key part of the reforms is known as SuperStream, which is designed to slash costs by modernising and streamlining back-office functions. Updating IT systems won't be cheap, though, and the Financial Services Council's John Brogden believes smaller super funds may get gobbled up by bigger ones, but he says workers will benefit.
Their pencils will get sharper and sharper because very big funds will be able to drive very good bargains on investment management fees, and they'll come back to consumers.
And employers too are confident they'll also benefit from modernised back-office functions, which will make it easier to engage with super funds.
Employers also see superannuation as one of their more complicated areas of compliance, and a lot of the sorts of changes which were foreshadowed in Stronger Super should go a long way to reducing that burden.
Bill Shorten says legislation for the Stronger Super reforms will be introduced into Parliament over the next few months.